Okay, that was a tough one. No question about it. No question about it. That's probably an understatement. Sports snippets with Dennis Sullivan. Gonna go over the Miami Dolphins loss to the Baltimore Ravens, as was witnessed Sunday afternoon, 56-19. If you like the content of my video here, go ahead, hit the thumbs up. I kind of pause and hesitate when I say that because there's not much good to report. Still give me a thumbs up if you find this video helpful in any way. And subscribe to my channel as well. That would be awesome. That would be great. But Happy New Year, by the way. By the time you're watching this, probably could very well be 2024. Real tough one this afternoon. Whew, let me start with this. There's two categories of this game. Category one was that the Dolphins did not play well, and this is not to take anything away from the Ravens. Ravens are the best team in the AFC. I understand that. I'm pretty sure you, the viewer, understands that. Dolphins did not play well, especially defensively. They didn't play well at all. You see some of those touchdown passes by Lamar Jackson, it was almost as if he's warming up on the sidelines. Just look at his arm motion. It was more like just lofting it in the air. The receivers or the guys were wide open. Wide open. Broken coverages all over the place for the Dolphins. So that's category number one. The Dolphins did not play well at all. Again, don't want to take credit away from the Baltimore Ravens. Category number two is even more concerning, and that, of course, is now the avalanche of injuries that are hitting this team, and this is not good. Key players leaving the game. I'm not so sure how serious Tua. I would like to think that Tua's injury isn't that serious. I mean, he was standing up on the sidelines. The game was clearly out of hand. I would guess, because guys, right, making this video here, Sunday evening, I did a quick check after the game just to double check, see if there's any other updates. I didn't get one on the injuries from this afternoon, but I would like to think Tua will be okay, even though I haven't heard anything to prove otherwise in either direction. Then you have Chubb. You have the Bradley Chubb injury. That is huge if he can't play. Knee injury, gets carted off the field. It's like I'm getting a headache just going over that and mentioning that. Team leading 11 sacks. Has played fantastic, particularly this last month when the defense for the Dolphins picked it up and played better the past 4, 5, 6 weeks. So the Chubb injury looks the most serious. And we gotta have him. And then the Xavier Howard foot injury in the first half. So the Chubb and Tua injuries were way late in the game. You can question, well, why was Chubb out there? The game was already out. I'm not going to start doing that because there's really no history with the team doing these types of things. I mean, he's still out there. I guess you can question that. Why was he still out? I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. The team has been well coached throughout the year. I'm not going to start crying about something like that. Just again, Xavier Howard, you got to have him too. I mean, we all know him for years on this team. I'm dropping everything now because I'm getting all upset talking about this. So obviously you need him on the defensive side of the ball. So now the Dolphins, to win the division, already in the playoffs are the Dolphins, but to win the division, you got one game left regular season at home versus the Bills. And of course, that will be a very important game. Playing Buffalo, who's a hot team. I think they've won 4 in a row. One game left regular season. A win would, again, you get the division, then you get a home game first round. Only team to get a bye in the AFC is, of course, the number 1 seeded Baltimore Ravens, who locked that up today with the victory. So that's really what the Dolphins are looking at. You win, you're getting the home game in the first round of the playoffs. You lose, you're on the road. I haven't done a deep dive yet into what the possibilities would be, and because I don't want to start thinking about, well, what if we lose? I really don't. But if the Dolphins were to lose, one possibility would be playing I would guess in Jacksonville, which could be I think that would be a potential win for us, or even in Kansas City. And I'm completely serious about that because the Chiefs aren't quite the same. At least the regular season throughout most this year, really, especially as of late, they have not been quite the same. Struggling against the Bengals as I make this video, or at least watching the beginning of that. So let me know what you think, guys. I'm going to run through the stats, but Lamar Jackson was amazing. I mean, he had a perfect quarterback rating of, I think it's 158.3. You can't get a higher quarterback rating than that. He was 18 of 21 for 321 yards. 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. You can't do any better than that. It was one big play after another. And again, some of that does fall on the Dolphins. A lot of that does. I'm telling you guys, it was one broken coverage after another. The defense completely fell apart. Then Tyler Huntley comes in garbage time, and he throws a touchdown pass. He goes 1 for 1 and throws a 19-yard touchdown. The Ravens, they were the up the middle runs, they were more physical. That I was concerned about that. They were gaining consistent yardage inside. Gus Edwards, 16 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown run. Justice Hill was 3 carries, 48 yards. Lamar Jackson, 35 yards on the ground, 6 carries. Melvin Gordon had a touchdown run, 10 yards on 6 carries. Huntley in garbage time, a carry minus 1 yard. I think pretty sure that was the victory formation. Zay Flowers was amazing for the Ravens. 106 yards receiving and a touchdown catch on only 3 catches. Hill went 5 for 64 and a touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 4 for 54. Isaiah Likely, he's a big play guy. 2 catches, 42 yards, both touchdowns. He really burned the Dolphins. Odell Beckham only had 1 catch, but he made it count, 33 yards. Charlie Kohler, he was the recipient of the Huntley touchdown pass, I should say. He had 1 catch, 19 yards. That was a touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, 2 for 18. And Patrick Ricard, 1 for 4. 1 catch, 4 yards for Ricard. So that's the Ravens. They're going to have a first-round bye. I give them credit. I mean, they look good. They look tough. Man, I tell you. Devon Achane held the Dolphins together today when they were still in it in the second quarter, and then things got a little away from them, down 28-13 at the half, and then the game got completely out of control in the third quarter. But Achane was good. 14 carries, 107 yards. He also added 4 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown reception. So again, Achane stepped up today, absolutely. Not to mention more injuries. We had Waddle out. 2 key skill position players were out for the Dolphins. Jaylen Waddle was out, as we all know, and Raheem Mostert, we got to get him back. You got to get him back. He was out with the ankle injury. Tua went 22 of 38, 237 in the air, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Jeff Wilson Jr., 3 carries, 21 yards. Tua, 2 carries, 14 yards. Chris Brooks added 12 yards on 4 carries. Tyreek Hill and Mike White each had a carry for no yards. Hill would lead the receiving corps for the Dolphins, 6 receptions, 76 yards. Durham Smythe, 3 for 54. So the offense really for the Dolphins wasn't that bad. Really wasn't that bad. It just didn't look as good because the team was getting destroyed on the other side of the ball. I mean, and then when the game got really out of hand, it was almost like you have no choice at some point. There at one point, and I think it was the fourth quarter. By the end of the third quarter, Dolphins really had no choice. They just go away from everything at that point because you're losing by a lot. Certainly a comeback wasn't looking possible at all. Once it's like 42-19, then 49-19, 56-19. Cedric Wilson had 2 catches, 27 yards, and a touchdown reception. Alec Ingold had that 1 catch, was a nice one for 18 yards down the sidelines. Jeff Wilson, 3 catches, 13 yards. Braxton, that is, 2 catches, 10 yards. Julian Hill, 1 for 9. So that's it, guys. Dolphins at home, final week of the season. A win, you get a home game in the first round of the playoffs, and you win the division against Buffalo. So, injuries to note. You got 5 key players now we got to get updates on. There might be even more. Let me know, guys. Maybe I'm overlooking 1 or 2 here, but 5 that jump out at you. You want to get updates on Tua. You need definitely an update on Bradley Chubb. That doesn't look good at all, sadly. Xavier Howard. And then, of course, Jaylen Waddle, who missed today's game, and Raheem Mostert, who missed today's game. Let me know what you think, guys. Wish I had more positive vibes for you, but I wish you a great New Year's. Leave me a comment. Happy New Year. Let's make 2024 a great one. I'll talk to you real soon, and bye for now.